Hey guys, Pat Ryerke here, also known as the Patriarchy. All hail the Patriarchy, well into 2017. Seattle councilman objects to hosing excrement covered sidewalks because it's racist. Huh. So basically there's this courthouse in Seattle where in front of it there's a bunch of poopy and pee, and they're trying to clean it off. And some councilmen there think it's racist, and the reasoning is because the hosing reminds them of the civil rights movement when black people got hosed by police, which I'm sure is what black people are thinking when they see a guy washing shit off of a sidewalk. They think about the 60s civil rights movement. I guess. A Seattle councilman has come out against an effort to hose sidewalks to wash excrement off outside local courthouse, claiming it's racist. The area around the local Seattle courthouse, King County Superior Court, is known to include a shelter for homeless people and other social services for the underprivileged people in the town. But it's also contributed towards creating an unsanitary and potentially frightening neighborhood that reeks of urine and excrement, the Seattle Times reported. When they come to this courthouse, they're afraid to come in, said the county sheriff John Urquhart. After two jurors were assaulted near the courthouse, they're afraid to walk down 3rd Avenue because what they see. There is public urination, defecation. That's a crime. Yeah, it is a crime, actually. People don't know that. You can't just, shit and pee in the public like that. He added when testifying on the courthouse safety on Tuesday, there is smoking marijuana in public. That's a crime. And I'm all for, decriminalization of people being able to smoke pot, but yeah, you shouldn't be standing out in front of a courthouse smoking weed. Just saying. You know, if you want to smoke pot, that's cool, but go smoke somewhere where it's not painfully obvious you shouldn't be smoking pot there. Two of the court's judges are urging the local government to fix the environment in the area, asking the city to provide power wash the excrement-covered sidewalks. But one councilman objected to the proposal, suggesting washing sidewalks with water is a form of microaggression. Yeah, of course it is. Councilmember Larry Gossett objected to the idea of power washing the sidewalks in the troubled area because it brings back the images of police using hoses against civil rights activists. Oh my god. Seattle never disappoints. Seattle had the burrito truck. They got shut down because the chicks were culturally appropriating burritos from Mexico because they learned how to make a burrito recipe, how to make tortillas from someone in Mexico. I mean, God, I think I've covered like a dozen Seattle stories where it's just crazy shit like this, where it's like, what are you talking about? If there's shit and piss in front of the courthouse and they want to clean it up and wash it off, let them fucking do it, guys. It's not a microaggression. It's not racist. It's not going to trigger... I'm sure the black people that live there don't like seeing shit and piss on the sidewalk. Who does? You would have to be a disgusting person to be okay with that. This reminds me down in Austin. They used to have this thing where there were squirrels everywhere and you could feed the squirrels. Because if you live in the city, squirrels get fed a lot. So they kind of walk up to you. Like I was just in Pittsburgh recently and a group of squirrels came up to me on a bench and were like hanging out with me. And a lot of the hobos down in Austin started getting the squirrels and like cooking them and eating them. They would pick the squirrels up and then cook them. So they stopped them gathering under the certain spot. And this reminds me of that. Like these homeless are getting together and they're allowing them to be there. So they're doing drugs, they're pissing, and they're shitting all over there for reasons I don't know. And it's becoming an issue because people do go to work there. People walk there. And it's saying that two jurors were assaulted or something like that. Which is pretty crazy. Let me go back to that. Let's see if I got that right. I don't want to get that wrong. Said two jurors were assaulted near the courthouse. Yeah, what the hell, man? But you know, I know this sounds like I'm trying to inflate the story. It's not that big of a deal, but really, like, they can't get basic shit done. Like, these people are trying to keep this clean with power washing. It makes sense, and they're like, no. Now, if you want to be against it for money reasons, you think it's a waste of money. You know, as a libertarian, I can get that. If you don't want the government to spend money on cleaning this, then we can have that discussion. But the whole race discussion, what the fuck does that mean? Or a microaggression? Who the hell? How's it a microaggression? So what, is the guy going to pull the hose up and start spraying the hobos that are there shitting? That isn't how this works. They're trying to keep it clean for sanitary reasons. You can't just have stuff like that laying around. It's filthy. It can get people very sick. It's not a good thing to have that around in the public. I don't know. This seems really silly. So, yeah. So, for the people at King County Superior Court, I'm sorry that you're having to fight off all this nastiness on the sidewalk. And let's give our support. Anyone who reads this article or watches this video, whatever you can do. I might even write an email or something trying to help this. Let's get this place cleaned up. I'm all for a cleaner world. I want a cleaner world. I want less littering. I want less trash. I want less feces and all that on the ground. I want to live in a clean environment. I want to have clean air. I believe in clean air. I believe in that stuff. I'm not a blind denier of climate change and stuff like that. I'm not a blind denier of keeping things clean. I think we should keep things clean and washed up. I think the government actually spending money on keeping a sidewalk clean is actually something I can get behind. If there's an issue here that they need to address, if there's too much of it there they need to clean up, I 100% support that. I totally get the reasoning behind that. Makes sense to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a waste of money. I don't know everything about this. I tried to look a little bit more into the Seattle Times report and other things, but all I can find is these quotes do seem verified, that these council members did say this, that this guy legitimately did say it seemed it reminded black people of police using them in the civil rights movement, which is nuts. I don't know how you make that comparison. There's no analogous there to that. That means that every time if a black person goes and washes their car, they go through a car wash, they're like, oh my god, oh no, it's the white person trying to keep us down. I mean, it's nonsense. Seattle, once again, you just don't disappoint. Seattle's a really cool place. I like Seattle. It's expensive as shit to live there, but it's a cool place. I got no real issues with it. Frasier's takes place in Seattle. Starbucks, grunge, whatever. But it is funny. You hear a lot of the politicians there say this stuff to try and keep a good face. They're always doing this consistently. Instead of just being pragmatic and actually dealing with the issue, we have to go roundabout with this, somehow make it a social thing, a race thing, when it doesn't involve that at all. And what are they trying to say, that all the hobos there and everyone there is black? So everyone who's homeless there and peeing and shitting there's a black person automatically? So when we do this, it has to make them think of that. There's no white people there that are homeless in Seattle? I'm assuming there's homeless white people in Seattle. I can't imagine it's just black people that don't have a home. So, what do you guys think in the comments section? Let me know. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree with this? It's a pretty funny little story. I thought it'd be a fun little video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, go fuck yourselves.